And look at the snow coming down. It's coming down hard now. Like, I feel like I find the most weird, off-beaten things interesting, and this is 100% one of them, because it's like, how does nature do that? I hear something. Something's happening! I don't know if you guys can tell, we have picked up some additional cargo. Tucked in all the way over there in the corner. You can barely see its head.
Talking like I'm a wild animal.
Which is why I turned on the van this morning, opened these two vents up, blow a nice hot air back to get it nice and warm so it can get comfortable enough and get out of bed. And then I'll introduce you guys. Last night we camped out at this random parking lot. It was supposed to be a $20 parking lot to park overnight in the city of Salt Lake, where you could walk anywhere we wanted and do whatever we wanted. It was pretty centrally located. But I forgot to scan the QR code and pay, so I woke up with $75 tickets. So this $20 campsite in the heart of Salt Lake City turned into a $75 campsite, so we should have just got a hotel room. Then again, where's the fun in that? Also, before Savannah came out here, she baked a garlic, herbs, and cheese loaf of bread. Usually she does sourdough bread, but this time she just did normal bread, so we're gonna make some egg sandwiches out of it. Isn't it nice you don't have to get out of bed to get ready?
I like it.
Your bed is your bathroom? Your bed is your bathroom?
Stop. What do you mean by that?
Your bed, your kitchen, it's convenient. You can access all of your supplies with an arm's reach of the bed. She loves it here.
My face stuff is like rock solid.
Frozen? Yeah. That'll happen. Look at that. Beautiful. Breakfast sandwiches. Bread by Savannah. Sandwich by Ryan. That bread is really good. I'm gonna get her out here just to make bread full time in the van. Nice cloudy day in Salt Lake. Oh, it's a good thing they put it in a plastic bag to capture all of the rain. It's always such an accomplishing feeling when you make a bed completely by yourself in the morning.
Are you kidding me?
Just kidding, Savannah helped. She did most of it.
Did the whole thing.
You ever seen someone vacuum their entire house with a dustbuster? Now you can say you have.
Oh.
Sorry. So today we are heading north from Salt Lake City, where we stayed last night. Picked her up at the airport, and since it's getting to the end of October, when it starts to get pretty cold up in the mountains, I wanted to send it up there before it gets completely overrun with snow and we can't do anything. So hopefully there's not a bunch of snow on the ground when we get there, but we'll find out. We're heading north. All right, quick pit stop on our way to everything else we're doing today at Soda Springs Geyser. So this whole area that we're in is a pretty geothermically active area. We're kind of right near Yellowstone National Park and a bunch of other places that have a lot of like volcanoes and geothermal activity underground these areas. And back in 1937, some local entrepreneurs were looking for a source of hot water for a proposed heated swimming pool that was going to be in this area, because right near Lava Hot Springs, which has some hot springs in it from geothermal activity. But they drilled this hole to find some hot water to heat a pool. But when they were drilling down, they drilled down 315 feet to what they thought was a hot water reservoir that they could use to heat their pool.
Why is it wet?
I don't know,
I
probably
feel
from
like-
the spring erupting.
Right? So are we gonna get erupted?
Well, maybe we should walk past over here.
Krakatoa!
But instead of hitting hot water, they hit cold water and a pressurized pocket of carbon dioxide gas. The result of that drilling was an uncontrolled geyser that spouted off from right behind me. Now the water just flows out constantly down in this little man-made river. But after 3 weeks of this geyser constantly erupting and actually flooding part of this town, they capped it off and set it on a timer. So now it goes off every single hour on the hour because they installed a valve that makes it a man-made geyser, so you know exactly when it's gonna go off. People call it the only captive geyser in the world because it's held captive and controlled by us.
Oh, that's the geyser?
I guess, yeah. There you go, that is Soda Springs Geyser. There's a ton of really cool, interesting water and like geothermal things that happen in this kind of area. But I think the most interesting and the place we're heading to next is this spring. So I was getting some pictures. Is this spring that periodically, every like 18 minutes, just turns off. And then 18 minutes later, it turns back on. It's not human controlled like this geyser is. It's just randomly out in the middle of a forest somewhere. So we're gonna go drive and see if we can find it. I think it's like 10 miles down a dirt road and it's raining, so I don't know if we'll be able to make it there, but we're gonna try our best. Is he windshield wipers? Anyways.
On to the next place.
Morning. How'd you sleep? Kind of a longer drive since I've went back in the back to take a nap while I was driving. Got a nice 40-minute nap in. I wasn't gonna wake her up until we got there, but she just woke up right when we turned down this road. But we're about 15 minutes away from the spring. I hope we're gonna be able to make it there because this road in about a mile turns into a dirt road. I think it's pretty well maintained, but we'll just have to see when we get there. Hopefully we can make it up there. I also don't know how the rain affects this periodic spring. I'm hoping that it doesn't like flood and then turn into just a normal spring in the rain, but I guess we'll see. We're on the dirt road now. It doesn't seem too bad, so we should be able to make it there. It recently rained here too. Well, I guess it's still raining now, so all the water in the area is like a reddish hue from all the minerals and all the stuff from getting washed into the river. Look at that. Ooh, it's cold. Pretty cool. I think it's a mile and a half to the start of the spring, and it probably won't be very periodic right now because of the rain, but we'll see. First, we're gonna get changed. There we go. Dressed and ready. It's honestly kind of nice that this rain has turned to snow because now it's not as wet. So it kind of just bounces off us instead of getting us soaking wet. Hopefully it stays that way. So this is a pretty good example of what I was talking about with the sediment from the river being that color being caused by rain washing sediment down into it and changing its color. You can see exactly where the sediment's coming from and turning the river pink. It's halfway clear here, halfway pink. So that is the spring right there that goes all the way up. It honestly is pretty beautiful, but it goes all the way up this gully, and apparently it turns off somewhere up there in that crack. But we'll see. If it turns off, I will be thoroughly impressed because that's a lot of water coming out for it to just turn off. So the dominant and most accepted theory of this spring as to why it breathes is that there's an underground cavity below the outlet of that stream up there that fills up to a certain point where it hits a siphon. So if you've ever pulled water out of a cup with a straw, how like a siphon works. So I'm back at Savannah's house right now editing this video, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of a visual reference for what I'm talking about with this siphon, just because I think it's so cool. So a siphon sounds super complicated, but it's actually very simple. It's just honestly incredible that it happened naturally by itself. And basically it's this. So as you can see, the water is continuously pulling out of this taller cup and going down and filling this lower container without any outside interaction for me. And the reason that that happens is that because once the flow of the water reaches up over the top of this crest in the bend of the straw and starts flowing over, gravity takes over it and it starts pulling the rest of the water out and over until it reaches a certain point, that being the end of the siphon matches up with this water, which is why I've made this siphon longer. But if you make it smaller, kind of like this, and you don't extend it out like I have this straw, the water will stop right when the end of this siphon matches with the level of water that's in the cup. So the water will keep flowing until the water level matches up with the siphon, and then the siphon will stop. So if you have a longer spout, it'll flow out longer. If you have a shorter spout, it'll flow out for a shorter period of time. And I don't really fully understand it. It's something with, once the water starts flowing, it continuously flows until they level out. Some of them with pressure, gravity, I don't know. It's really interesting on a small scale, but it's especially interesting on a large scale, like it happens at this spring, because there's just so many things that have to add up perfectly. There has to be an underground cavity that fills up. It has to be a very precise set of caverns that the water flows through to create the siphon, and then it has to have an outlet, and there's a bunch of other stuff that make it just extremely interesting. But anyways, I just thought that was cool. It fills up to that point where it hits the top of the siphon, and then it all just drains out at once. According to what I read online, there's periods of 20 minutes where it runs until the siphon drains, and then it fills up again for 20 minutes, and then it runs for 20 minutes. So here's a kind of like a visualization of what the siphon would look like. So this is the massive tank. Here's the siphon. Once it reaches this point and starts flowing over, it stops until it gets back to this level. So we're gonna hike up there, wait 20 minutes and see if it turns off. Even if it doesn't though, this area is pretty spectacular looking. Very cool hike. Spooky. Don't fall. So, this is the entrance to the siphon, which it looks like it is currently off. So I think we got up here and the water turned itself off. It does say not to enter the spring, so I'm gonna get out of here just in case it turns on. This is where the spring supposedly turns on from every 20 minutes, but it does not look to be on right now. I don't know if it comes out here or if it kind of just filters down through the rocks. Yeah, it looks like it does come right out of there, so we'll stand up here for 15 minutes, see if we can catch this thing turning on. And hopefully we don't get washed away by it. It'd be really cool to see, but it's honestly so interesting to see like what nature can do. Like a naturally formed siphon underground that fills up with water is just so interesting to me. Like I feel like I find the most weird off-beaten things interesting, and this is 100% one of them, because it's like, how does nature do that? How does it just make that, you know? I hear something. Something's happening. Do you hear that? Yeah. I can hear some gurgling going on down there. I hope the camera's picking up the sound this thing is making. It's so weird.
Sounds like a train.
It does sound like a train. Or like a truck driving overhead. Can you imagine it goes... Oh, I see the water. You can see the water starting to come out now. I don't know how strong the flow gets, but the sound coming out of this hole is crazy. You can see the water coming down. Is that not so cool? So it just comes out of there and then flows down these rocks that 2 seconds ago were completely devoid of water. And the fact that this is just like a 100% natural thing that just happens by itself and has been happening and someone just stumbled across it. Like this little lip here is obviously man-made, I guess, to help it from not clogging up, but imagine just stumbling across that before there was internet. Like, what would you think? It's also snowing. It's so incredibly cool. And look at the snow coming down. It's coming down hard now. It's freezing cold. Also, apparently this water is drinkable. But yeah, I think I want to hike down and see if the water looks any more like turbulent coming down this valley now that this spring is on. Savannah wants to try some of the water too. We're both gonna get dysentery and be stuck in the van for weeks. So an interesting fact that I read before coming up here too is also that this spring, which is why it's drinkable, is not geothermal, and it has great hydrological interest in like the scientific community. So a lot of studies have been done on it to try to figure out how it works. They don't really know. They think it's a siphon. That's the leading hypothesis, at least, because there's no way to really get in there. It's super dangerous with all that water. But the town that this spring is near, called Afton, is used to use. That's a big leaf. I love going hiking with you. You just find so much interest in the smallest things. That is a very big leaf.
Size of my head.
Should you want to keep it? Take it with you. But the town of Afton, that's downstream from this and out of the valley, used this water for a long time for their water supply because it's fresh water. So that was what that little inlet up there that we saw built over where the water comes out was. But look at the flow now. This had no water coming through it 15 minutes ago, this whole upper section, and now it's a raging stream. I did read online that you should not enter the stream at all, ever, because even if it's not flowing at any moment it could start flowing like that, and that's a serious amount of water. I'll put the before right here as well. But this is what the stream looked like before, from pretty much this spot, and this is what it looks like after. You're doing great. Oh, you dropped it. So yeah, this is what it looks like after the flow turns on. This is such a beautiful place. I love America. We did so much cool stuff in America. I've been traveling around this country for 3 years, primarily on the West Coast, and I've never seen this, never would have thought to come here. Every single day, traveling America, you can run into something super unique, super cool that you've never seen before.
Nature.
And you can kind of see the pipes have been exposed that the town used to use for their water supply, carrying it from the spring all the way down here into the water treatment plant that's around the corner. But anyways, we're gonna head back to the car. One last good look. See you guys when we get there. You thought that was funny? A little collection of rocks and a leaf.
Hey.
No, it's cool. All right, Savannah, show everyone your collection.
Okay.
Show them your favorite, show them your top 3 rocks.
Twist my arm about it.
So we got the
Wait,
leaf.
I gotta put this one.
This is why I love going on hikes with her. Every time we go on a hike, she comes back with a little collection of trinkets.
Yeah, we got.
Last time we went, she got shells because we were at the beach.
Woo! You look scared.
Okay, that one's nice. I think that one's my favorite.
I think this one's pretty cool.
Oh wow, that one is
You can
cool.
really see the layers.
Very nice. All right, number 3.
I think this one.
Why?
Because it's all spotty and it's also the same color that the river is.
Very nice. Tell her collection is nice in the comments.
Please.
So we have made it to Jackson, Wyoming, just south of the Teton Mountains and Yellowstone. It's actually the second most expensive place in America to buy real estate because of its close proximity to the ski resorts, Tetons, and Yellowstone, and it's just a beautiful place. But we got a bougie grocery store. Also, this is a Savannah recipe we're cooking tonight.
It's gonna be delicious. But it says that Parmesan's optional, but I don't think it's really an option. I feel like we need it.
I agree.
Okay, so it calls for rigatoni, but I think this one will be more fun.
How do you say that?
Radiatori.
I thought you were, oh yeah, those would be good.
Radiatori. Oh,
Spicy Italian
freshies.
pork, or should we do mild Italian pork?
I think mild because we're gonna put red pepper flakes.
Sausage. Nice. Oh. So it has been raining all day, and everywhere around here gets muddy at night, so all the places that I want to go to are probably going to be too muddy to camp at for the night. So I think tonight we're going to try to do a little stealth camping in the city again, and then maybe head out into the wilderness tomorrow when the weather's a little better and there's less clouds, and also no rain. So we're going to drive to a spot, hopefully in downtown, small town Jackson, that we can camp for the night. It is off season, I think, kind of. I don't know when on season here is, I guess the winter and then middle of summer. I don't really know, but we're gonna go try to camp there anyways. So I was hoping to park here overnight. There might be a spot up there. park right here. Hold this for a second.
Oh, hello.
BEA beautiful. Lead on. Yeah.
You're on that car's butt.
Yeah, because I'm trying to leave room
And
behind
you're over the line, Ryan. Oh my god.
You're not allowed to have the camera anymore.
What?
So, this spot is removed from town enough that I don't think we'll get bothered for staying here and hopping in and out of the van. We've also got a pretty good view of some hills off in the distance. And we've got our own personal front yard and bike lane to hang out in. Only the best for Savannah. I am over the line, but that's okay. I want to be farther away from the road. I did that on purpose. And you can see the Jackson Hole ski resort's up there, but we're maybe 2 blocks from where we just drove through downtown, so we can walk there tonight too. That's what I always try to find when I find a stealth camping spot, is somewhere that has a walkable downtown. Gives you more stuff to do than just hanging out in the van if you park on some random side street in the middle of nowhere. Before we go check out the town we're parked in, we're gonna make some dinner because I and Savannah, whoa, so bright for a second, and Savannah and I are pretty hungry, so. It's also kind of tough when you have 2 people in here for cooking because there's not really a lot of room to stand around.
He's just trying to make an excuse for not helping.
I'll do the dishes while you do that.
Hey guys, it's me, Sav. Welcome to my crib. Today we're making pasta. Cutting cherry tomatoes in half. Do you say halving? Halving?
Now the dishes are done and our cherry tomatoes have been halved. We can prep up the rest of the ingredients, which starts with chopping up some parsley and some garlic. That's such a big piece of garlic.
Oh, it does say 9 to 11 minutes.
9 to 11 minutes, noted. Does that look like enough parsley? I think that's about a half a cup.
That's about it.
Maybe a little more. Okay, here you go.
Ooh, thank you.
That in the fridge.
These are like the most interesting flowers I've ever received.
Really? Do you like them?
I really liked it. Oh, they smell delicious. Toss it in my halves. I'm gonna cook these babies up.
For how long?
10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Until they look good.
And while we wait for that, we can throw the pasta in and get that cooking in.
We're doing 2 shots of vodka. Just kidding. A cup of white wine. Yeah. Smack it in there. Heavy cream. 2 cups of that. Seems like a lot. Okay, so a whole carton of that.
Almost.
Half a cup of parsley. I'm gonna add Parmesan.
Parmesan cheese.
Fresh.
Can't really go wrong with cheese.
Like I said, it's not really optional. Ryan Toomey's van. We have the meats. Ew. Okay, that was actually repulsive.
And then all we got to do is season this up with some salt and pepper. Throw the pasta in. And we're
Voila.
eating.
Almost. Okay.
Need a bigger pot.
Okay, you might have to mix this.
But anyway, just like that, dinner's ready. Courtesy of Savannah. It looks so good. It smells even better. And we're going to have a lot of leftovers. For 1, for 2. Little topper. And that is dinner a la Savannah. Alright, you gotta take a bite and rate it 1 through 10. 10. I give it a 8.7.
I was gonna say like a 8.4.
Yeah. It's very good. It's very creamy. The sauce is like the perfect pasta sauce consistency. It's got a great flavor, got a great balance. Very well rounded. But anyways,
Don't look.
We're gonna finish dinner.
Get in the place.
All right, so we definitely have a lot of leftover pasta, which will be good for the next few days. But I think now that we've eaten, found a spot to camp, that we can stay in the city, I think we're just gonna go check out the town, walk around for a little bit,
See what it has to offer.
and then get to bed. We got new neighbors this morning. We slept in a little bit. Actually not. Yeah, a lot of it. It's 12 o'clock. And we stayed out a little bit too late. And we woke up both not feeling too good, so we slept in a little bit. So good thing we got a spot that we didn't have to pay for and was no problem to sleep in or rest in, whatever you want to call it. But it's time to get up because we got to go do something. So this is probably the best part about stealth camping in a city or a town is you can wake up and walk and get breakfast, coffee, whatever else. You kind of have the trade-off of not being out in nature and peace and quiet. This was a pretty quiet street last night though. We both slept pretty soundly. We haven't had any issues with being parked there. So also another good thing about our campsite, which is just around the corner here, is there's a public restroom a 2-minute walk away.
But you'll get beheaded if you go in.
Enter if you dare. So I got a quiche and a fruit bowl. And the only fruit that I don't like is melon. His entire bowl is melon. There's raspberry. Well, other than the 3 raspberries on top, it's just an entire bowl of melon.
Why is that plane going so slow?
I don't know.
You see that?
Yeah,
Isn't that kind of weird?
yeah.
Or is that just weird to me?
Maybe just to you. Cool. We're off a little bit later than expected today to one of the most beautiful mountain ranges in America. If not, maybe the most. The Grand Tetons. So this area that we just pulled up to is right near where we're going to be camping tonight, and it's a super famous photo spot, so we're going to go out there and take some pictures. Grand Tetons. If you look that up, it was named by a man.
Whoa!
And Grand Tetons stands for grand, meaning big, Tetons, meaning
Can I say it?
breasts. But this spot is super famous for photos because of this barn. Just looks very aesthetic with the mountains in the background, so we're gonna get some pictures of it. There you have it, Grand Tetons. Now we're gonna go to camp. Camp is somewhere back over there, as long as there's a spot for us. This is our spot for the night, with a view of the Teton. Look at that. What a beautiful spot. And, gotta love America, it's free. Stay here for 5 days if we wanted to. And I think longer now because we're in the off season. Look at that, campsite with a beautiful view. Look at that. Does it get much better? Probably not.
I suppose.
Sav's getting a little cold, so I'm gonna put her in her super suit, as she calls it. Basically just a wearable sleeping bag. But I think for now we're just gonna get camp set up and kind of enjoy the rest of our sunset. Yeah, this spot is pretty perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better spot. The only thing that maybe could be a little bit better is there's pit toilets over there for us, which is nice, but we're right in the line of wind. So every like 10 or 20 seconds we get like a nice whiff of poop. But can't complain.
Could be worse.
Yeah, at least
I
we
like
got
all the birch trees.
this to look at. Wish I had a full-size axe. Probably the coolest sunsets that I think we've ever seen. There was like this ray of light shooting up, pink. It was like the perfect amount of colors, but it's kind of fully set now, so it's getting dark. We're just doing leftovers tonight. We got potato soup that's been in the fridge for a decent amount of time, and then the pasta we made last night, keeping it super simple. Really does not get much better than this. Oh, this looks so good.
Perfect fire time.
Nice little fire pasta.
Perfect.
But anyways, I think we're gonna enjoy.
Back to business.
No, actually not. I think we're gonna enjoy our dinners. Enjoy, and the last little remnants of sun that we have left for this day. I'm gonna maybe hang out in the van, watch a movie or something, but
We gotta bake cookies.
or we're gonna bake cookies. I think that is it for this video. So as always, truly appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, maybe think about clicking that subscribe button.
We'll see you guys next time.
Savannah will be sad if you don't subscribe.
No, I'll probably cry myself to sleep.
So if you don't want Savannah to cry. So if you don't want Savannah so if you don't want Savannah to cry, make sure you subscribe. But with that being said,
We will catch you guys next time.
you gotta put your hand up.
We will catch you guys next time.